Welcome to the Indie Music Room, a conversation with independent artists about writing, recording, performing, and promoting their original music. And now here's your host, Heather Kelly.
Hey everyone, this is Heather Kelly, the host of the Indie Music Room, and I'm super excited this evening to have our new guest for November, Larry Myer, on our show. Larry Myer, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Great. I'm fantastic. You know, I've known you for quite some time now, but we really haven't taken the time to talk about from the beginning. Like, I know you from 13, 14, 15 years ago, but I want to hear about how you started out. What was the first part of your music career? How old were you? Lessons?
Well, I started real young playing and did all the stuff in school and church and all that, but it really started, the end of my farming career became the beginning of my music career. And
so you farmed prior to...
I made a good attempt at it. It was in the 80s, now known as the Great Depression.
Okay. So then you went into music, and had you been playing guitar as you went into music, or did you just pick it up and learn how to play at that point?
No, I've been playing all my life since I was a child, but
okay.
It was just a spot where one day I just walked out the street with a guitar and started playing in a college town, and they paid me more in 4 hours than I'd been making throwing bales.
On the street?
Yep. So I was a street musician for a couple of years, and that's really the beginning of becoming a full-time musician.
What'd you do? Throw your case down and just open it up?
Do that all over the country.
Yeah, I bet you do. Tell me a little bit about your experience. Have you worked with other bands? Who have your band members been? Who was your first band you ever collaborated with?
Oh, I had a band in high school. We did a few things, and then I was in a band called Bandit for several years in the 80s, and then started singing three-part harmonies with a little group called Cahoots, and then ended up down in Ames, and by then I was a solo player because I was trying to make a living at it and touring around and writing songs.
Didn't you go, if I remember correctly, didn't you attend Iowa State University?
When things got a little rough, yeah, then you just go back to school.
You go back to school, yeah. That's crazy. That's great.
I loved it there.
You know, I've researched you a little bit, but I heard at one point you were a winner of the Branson Songwriting Contest. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was my friend Jane over in Cedar Falls. Got out some work down in Branson, and she entered me in this songwriting competition. There was 150 people in that thing.
Uh-huh.
And I won that thing. Met Jimmy Rogers, the great songwriter, did Honeycomb and some other number ones back in the 50s and 60s. And also the Kendalls, Bryce and Jeannie Kendall were the judges at that. It was pretty fun. The interesting story about that, I would never enter any of those competitions because when I was about 12 years old, I entered the St. Patrick's Day competition in Emmitsburg, Iowa, and I got beat by a 5- and 6-year-old girl singing leprechaun songs and wearing a leprechaun outfit, and that soured me on the competition until I was in my 20s and went to Branson.
Well, I'm glad you redeemed yourself and got the Branson Songwriting Contest Award.
It took 15 years.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. As far as I know, you currently have 2 records out and you have 1 to come. But the first records, if I'm correct, the first record was Flatlands?
That's the Flatlands album, yeah.
And then the second one was The Ring.
The Ring and Other Ballads, yes.
And Other Ballads, that's correct. So tell me, we're going to start out with a song from the Flatlands record called Flatlands. Who was all on this song?
Well, this is mostly me and Jack Gallup. I'm playing the drums on here, and then it's my tune, and I'm doing the vocals.
You played drums?
Oh, yeah. We did that. I played all the drums on Flatlands record. But Jack Gallup's playing lead acoustic guitars here and playing the bass, and it's just our collaboration. And this song was written in a tent in northeast Colorado.
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of a tribute to coming out of the Great Plains, and it's just one of my beginning songs. And there's even a video of this online that they made that's kind of fun.
Oh, it will be included in our YouTube episode, so be sure to watch out for that, my friends. Okay, here we go. We're going to play Flatlands from the Flatlands CD.
the sleet and the snow. I climbed upon mountains, walked barefoot in the sands. I played away counting the songs and the bars and the bands. Well, I sing a song that goes from the flatlands of Midwestern skies and clean air. And faith brings me joy when I sing of the wonders of the earth and my life and the love that I found there. I found there. I've looked to the natives, confided in priests. I've searched in the myth and the legend for solace and peace. But still there's a longing, a feeling for home, family belonging, and the lands where I once roamed. 'Cause I sing a song that comes from the flatlands of Midwestern skies and clean air. Faith brings me joy when I sing of the wonders of the earth and my life and the love that I found there. I found there. Well, I sing a song that comes from the flatlands of Midwestern skies and clean air. Faith brings me joy when I sing of the wonders of the earth and the life and the love that I found there. What I found there, yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, that was Flatlands from the self-titled CD called Flatlands, Larry Myer. All right, Larry, so after you told me a little bit of the people you collaborated with, when you started your solo act, tell me about where you recorded, the places you played, how you got on your solo journey.
Well, it was just about, I sometime in the late 80s, I think I played 20 shows in a month, and I grossed $1,000 in 20 shows.
Uh-huh.
But that was the first time I was actually taking care of myself, and making something happen out of music. And then, it just continued on from there. So sooner or later, we're going to record some, and at that time I was playing with, the infamous Jack Gallup, and that guy's a great musician. And
Yes,
we
he
came
is.
up here to Juniors and started recording. Both of us made records up here.
You did. And I know Juniors, this is how I met you, actually, is through Juniors Motel. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I met you through Eric Hovey.
My friend.
Your friend Eric Hovey. And this is going to be funny, guys, but I got a story to tell you. The first time I met Larry Myer, Eric Hovey introduced me. And Eric, you guys have heard of his music on our show already. So blues master Eric Hovey introduces me to Larry Myer. And my first impression of Larry Myer was this. Give it to me, Larry.
Well, it was a different time in your career, Heather, and I just looked at Hovey and goes, "Man, is she all right?"
Yeah, you thought I was out there. So, but this many years later, I mean, we've come to respect one another and appreciate each other's music and friendships and everything else. So, but it is funny how we met. Anyway, going on with that, I've done my research again with you, and I know that you've played with people like Richard Thompson, Edwin McCain, Arlo Guthrie, Todd Snyder, Dave Bromberg, John Hammond. Who else have you played with?
Well, these are all opener shows, so
Yeah.
I'm not actually performing with these guys, but it was
But
great opportunity to meet a bunch of great players, David Wilcox and James Mercury, and there's just been so many of them, and I'm the Wailers. Very fortunate to have had those experiences.
Quite an honor.
America, Todd Snyder, and just traveling around and actually grinding it up and playing good quality shows. Sometimes I get chosen to be a opener for 50 minutes before one of these larger shows.
Yeah. So right now, tell me a little bit about your schedule. I know that you do tour. You're still on tour right now.
100 shows a year.
I know.
It's a perpetual tour. The more we tour, the more we tour.
Oh my goodness. And you kind of go out there and do it on your own. I mean,
A lot. I got a lot of support.
Yeah, you got a lot of support, but
Here at the studio and mechanics, and there's people always doing stuff behind the scenes that keeps it up. So it's not just an I thing. It's a we. It takes a whole group of us.
Yeah, it definitely does. To make a team, to make it work. So here's the next song we're looking at, the one we just kind of discussed. Look at These Blues.
And then we also got Paul Wright on the keyboard here. We got Mark Munn on the drums, and Mike Brayton playing bass. These guys are all from various bands, and they're all really good players. So I enjoy this one.
All right, here we go. Look at These Blues with Larry Myer. Larry, that's a great song. Look at these blues. I do realize you've got 2 records out right now, but you do have one to come. Tell me about the one that's about ready to come out.
This is the Hanging On project, and it's just been, we've been working on it for many, many years, and it just has been kind of sitting there. It's basically finished, and I just have been traveling around so much that I haven't really put together a formal release of that record yet. So maybe we'll do that sometime, or it'll just come out.
Absolutely. I did help Larry kind of come into the new century and get him on CD Baby, and it's all available online, so you guys got to check it out. You know, today I just Googled it. All you got to do is say Larry Myer, Myer.
Spell it 4-letter word.
Spell it 4-letter word. Larry Myer, CD Baby, and both albums come up. Flatlands and The Ring and Other Ballads comes up. So you guys got to check it out.
And a whole host of unauthorized bootlegs.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
In the new era.
That's right. Now, tell me about the shows you have coming up.
We're going to play around Iowa here in the Midwest for Iowa, Minnesota for 2 months, November, December, and then heading back to the ski season thing. Start at Great Divide, north of Helena, Montana, and go to numerous ski mountains and those kinds of environments. That's what it's about.
So you play at chateaus and such?
Well, wherever they serve alcohol and have music. That seems to be a good.
Yeah, it's a common denominator with musicians.
Well, any fans of mine from the old days know that my show goes really good with beer.
Yeah, it does. You know, in fact, I'm just reading a quote of something somebody says. From the Des Moines Register, Larry's live show is an aggressive performance that connects with a wide array of audiences.
Well, we try to keep it good for everybody.
Yeah, you do, and I've witnessed your show.
And we get that at the ski mountain where it's every age, and we bring them all together and have a good time.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
So the last one we're going to listen to is called Hanging On, and that is your newest release. That will be released.
Well, whenever we get around to this thing.
But I'm anticipating
it's a good record.
I know, I can't
wait. There's a bunch of great good players on this. And
so tell me about who's on Hanging On before we play
I don't know who's playing on this. I think this is Tony Bonenkamp and John Locker playing the rhythm section there. And we must have some guitars in there from Melvin James and maybe Hovey's on that. I'm not so sure.
Isn't it funny when you write so many songs and collaborate, you start to lose touch on who did what? You almost have to keep a spreadsheet on it.
Well, after recording all day, I don't want to go home and listen to my own record.
I know. I know. Administrative assistant, please.
But this is probably, this is about where my career is at right now. Hanging on for dear life.
Hanging on for dear life. All right, you guys. You heard from Larry himself. Here is Hanging On.
Happened to me. I don't recall the facts of the matter, and I don't know how I lost my freedom. I guess I started climbing the ladder, a step at a time. Then I got real high. Now there ain't no easy way down. Well, the sun disappeared and the sky began to darken. In fact, it turned as black as a crow. And the daylight begged, and the dogs, they were barking, and the wind around me started to blow. I cost it a time, then I got real high. Now there ain't no easy way down. So I'm just hang on for dear life. top of the wall, near the top of the wall, hanging. So the rain poured down and the sky began to open, but just enough to let in the lightning. There was thunder and noise, but I couldn't stop hoping that I would not succumb to the frightening. A step at a time, and I got real high. Now there ain't no easy way down. So I'm just hang on for dear life. Hang on for dear life. I'll be damned if they're gonna take me. I'll be damned if I'm gonna fall. So I'll just keep hanging on, getting part of me with the country. I've got to believe, yeah. You've got to believe, I've got to believe. I'm near the top of the wall, near the top of the wall, hanging. Well, I don't know how this could happen to me. I guess I started climbing the ladder.
I love that song, Larry. That's great. So here's the deal. We got to wrap it up. I know that people can, again, like I mentioned earlier, find you if they Google Larry Myer, Myer, and CD Baby. Those are both your albums that are available for purchase or download. And then also, if you just look up his website at www.larrymyer.net, you can see his schedules. You can subscribe to his email list so you always know where he's playing. And do you have any other things
We just try to keep that website updated on the tour schedule. That's our biggest focus on that. Is just so people can go and see where the shows are and what's happening there.
Well, I'm definitely a subscriber, so I follow you all the time,
The
Larry.
Larry Myer flyer.
I do, the Larry Myer flyer. With that said, you guys, thanks for joining in with Heather Kelly in the Indie Music Room. Thank you, and good evening.
You've been listening to the Indie Music Room with Heather Kelly. Be sure to listen every Saturday and Sunday right here on FortDodgeRadio.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our past and upcoming shows. The Indie Music Room is a production of FortDodgeRadio.com.